Over the last 4 years, the New York Islanders have made really just 3 first-round picks. But when you think about it, they actually got 5 first-round talents. How did they do it? Hit that subscribe button, don't miss a video. Also head over to Twitter and follow @TLOMitch. That's me. Don't miss any breaking information about Islanders prospects. When it came to the 2018 NHL draft, Bode Wild was seen as a top 20 skater in North America. He was ranked the 17th overall skater by NHL Central Scouting for North American skaters. When it came to defensemen, he was the 7th ranked North American defenseman. This is a first round talent. There's no question. So how the heck did Bode Wild fall outside of the first round to what is still early second round to the New York Islanders? Well, there were character flaws with Bode Wild. And when I use air quotes here, I mean it because they seem to have character flaws associated with Bode Wild. But as he progressed or as he went to the next level, those character flaws did not exist. Right? One of the things that plagued Bode Wild going into the draft was that he was uncoachable. But when he got to the OHL level, it was the furthest thing from it. His coach said that he was one of the most coachable kids he's had. He was a joy to coach. He made his job easier as a coach. That was the next year. That was his post-draft year. He went to the OHL and they're like, what are you guys talking about? This kid is very coachable. And he put up monster numbers at the OHL level. Just absolutely ridiculous points. Now, from there, things didn't go very well for Bode Wild. And I don't think it's a testament to his potential. It's more of a testament to the circumstances that he was in. His second post-draft year, he got injured in camp and couldn't play right away. It took a while for him to get to the ice. And by then, the Bridgeport Sound Tigers had their team in place. And they said, we don't really have a spot for you, bud. Go back to the OHL, where he dominated. And then the season just kind of fell flat because of COVID. It just wasn't much of a season 2 years into his draft. And then afterwards, the third year, it was still COVID, and he had 24 games of AHL experience. 24. And he did pretty well. So, while it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of promise going into, 3 years after his draft, there are 2 years basically wasted here. But the idea still remains that the Islanders got a first-round talent for free because of these perceived character flaws that don't exist. They don't exist with Bode Wild. Even then, when he was questioned about what role he might play for the Bridgeport Sound Tigers at the time, he just said, I don't care. Whatever they want from me, that's what I'm going to do. That doesn't sound like an uncoachable kid, right? That's the furthest thing from it. The Islanders walked into a first-round talent right-hand shot defenseman. Puck moving, offense first, right-hand shot defenseman for free. At the 2021 NHL draft, the Islanders walked into Ottu Ratsu in the 52nd overall pick. And we have no idea why. Kind of. You can look at the stat line here and you see in 2019-2020, he only had 4 points in 12 games at the league level. Followed that up in 2021 with 6 points in 35 games. Not great. Not great stat lines. You can also see there in 2021, he did not play for the Finnish squad for the World Junior Championships. So you're saying, all right, well, that's not great. And yeah, that's not. But we're still talking about the 3rd overall European skater based on NHL Central Scouting. We're still talking about a dominant, visionary type player. This kid sees the ice so well. He has top-end skill, like hand skills, puck skills. He can do it all. His shot isn't phenomenal and his skating isn't great. But you could work with the shot that he's got. He could probably put 20 goals up with that kind of shot at the NHL level. And you can work on that skating. He's never going to be Matthew Barzal in terms of his skating prowess. But not many players are. And that's perfectly fine. His skating can be fixed. It's a mechanical issue that can absolutely be fixed and turn this kid into an NHL pro. There is no question about it. He fell not because of character issues. He fell just because of performance issues. But when you look at his U20 stats, his U20 stats are incredible. 7 points, 8 games last year. 21 points in 30 games a year before that. He is a very, very good player that just needs a bit of work. That's it. And honestly, they all do. Every single player drafted by an NHL team from Owen Powers to the very last one needs work. They're not a complete product. They're not. Not anyone is. Aside from maybe Connor McDavid. That's the only player who was complete, ready for the NHL and ready to compete as a veteran as of day one. Anyone else? No, they need work. Just like this kid. And the Islanders walked into it. He is without question a first round talent. So over the last 4 years, the Islanders have made 5, in my count, first round picks. And 2 of those years, they didn't actually even pick in the first round. So all credit goes to Lou Lamoriello and his scouting staff on this. This is incredible. They've traded away 2 first round picks, but still essentially negated that by drafting first round talents outside of the first round. Incredible scouting work, incredible drafting work. Of course, we'll see if those players actually end up at the NHL level, but I think they will. I think both of these guys, Bode Wild and Ottu Ratsu, will be NHL players, and pretty darn good ones as well. Thank you for following, thank you for subscribing. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, and if you have, thank you, thank you, thank you.